We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us out to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, ý thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát từ ly khổ đạc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đam Thổ Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tát Đát Tha Tô Già Đà Già La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Tòa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. 无生生生微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư của Thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị tiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 30th of June, and we are here at Wei Mountain Temple to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. Thank you for coming or joining us. I'm glad to see you. First of all, we are in the middle of a Chanchi, and yet we are explaining sutras. First things first, how is everyone doing in this Chanchi here? Anyone has any problems? I noticed that some people have got off the fasting thing, and quite a long stretch, by the way. Some people went pretty far as well, even it's the first time, so pretty impressive. Anyone has any issues, problems they want to report? No problems? Wow, must be the smoothest Chanchi we ever had. How about Hesun teacher? How's your knee? She's still alive? Uh-oh, someone running as like there's a fire.
네, 감사합니다.
Yeah. How's your leg?
네, 조금 그냥 나아지고 있는데요. 아직 완전치는 않고요. 지금 제가 5일 무건 수행을 했었는데요. 그게 실패해가지고 다시 그냥 3일 단식을 하려고 하는데요. 괜찮을지 모르겠어요. 질문 드립니다.
That seems to be common occurrence at GMT, that noise there.
It's getting better, but it's not fully recovered. Actually, I was trying to do novel silence, keep the novel silence practicing, but if I failed. So I'm trying to do 3-day fasting. Is it okay?
What did she say?
No talking practice. I'm trying to no talking.
No talking practice?
Yes, but
we don't do no talking. That's Chinese, that's Korean. We don't do that. Okay? Talk all you want. All right. No talking is not going to help. Fasting will help a little bit. Okay? You feel like. On a scale of pain and discomfort in the legs, out of 10, what is it now?
통증은 없고요. 무리를 하면 무릎이 부어요.
I have no pain right now, but if I do more, the my knee becomes swollen.
It's no pain. Before there was pain, now it's no pain. So zero pain.
네.
And before, what was before? 8, 7, 6?
그걸 잘 모르겠어요. 정도는.
I don't know degree.
3?
No, I don't know.
Some women,
죄송합니다.
they don't explain themselves very well. Okay, next person, Heidi. Another person who does not explain herself. Go to DTT, please. Is Heidi still there? She also has leg issues. Yeah.
I think I have about 30%, and when considered 1 hour, it's okay. But and if I continue to do it half lotus after that, then it's a little bit aching. So I just release it after about 4 hours.
But before there was pain, right?
Yes, Thầy.
There was no more pain.
It's still aching a little. Yes.
Hey, lady. Aching is not pain. You mean talking about numbness, right?
About 3. Thầy.
Okay, I'm not talking to her. Okay, how about Ipche? How's her leg? Her knee?
저는요, 마스터께서 처음에 제가 MRI를 찍었을 때 무릎 연골이 없다고 해서 그대로 마스터가 다 돼도 연골 없는 건 어쩔 수가 없다고 조심하라고 하셨어요. 그런데 여기서 며칠 전에 와서 의사를 만났는데 한국하고 진단이 똑같았어요. 그래서 저는 무리하게 지금 결과부자를 못한 지 한 7개월 됐습니다. 그냥 반가부자로 앉다가 그냥 다리를 펴고 이렇게 앉기도 하고 그럽니다.
In Korea, I took the MRI, and the doctor said I had no cartilage. So master said he cannot help me. So a few days ago, I met doctor here, and then she also said the same thing. So I cannot sit the full lotus since the last 7 months, and then so I sat in half lotus, or sometimes I stretch my leg.
Now, is it both legs that has no cartilage, or is it one leg, one knee that has a problem?
양쪽 다 문제인데요. 맨 처음에 마스터 말씀하신 연골 없는 거하고 한국 병원에서 지금 치료받고 있는 거하고 아래 의사를 만난 분하고 똑같이 일치했습니다. 그 결과가.
Both legs. I don't have cartilage. And then what doctor said in Korea, and then what master said, and then what the doctors in here said is exactly the same.
Okay. So what you ought to be doing is when you sit with your legs stretched like that, it's very tough on your back. So you want to have a back support. So for example, you should be sitting against the wall. You can lean back, okay? It's more comfortable for you. Okay? This is what my doctor here says is called old age. We come to that a little bit later on the Dharma talk. In the Sutra lecture, we talk about old age as well. It's not a whole lot you can do. The body is trying its best, but it's not able to. It's worn out, so there's no whole lot that can be done. Okay, so move to the side wall, and do not bend your legs anymore, please. Okay, don't aggravate your knees. Okay. It's not a good thing. You have to accord with condition. You cannot force it. We have to find another way to do it. I don't know how to do it yet, but let me consult with my Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and see what they suggest. Okay, anyone else has any questions? How about let's go to Go Forest. I want to talk to the old abbot there. How is he doing?
A Di Đà Phật, con còn hơi mệt. Cái stress gland thì đỡ rất nhiều mà còn cái hơi mệt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, translate.
Emitofuo, Master, I'm a little bit tired. It's better, but I'm still tired.
Yeah, it takes a while for the heart to resume its normal operations. The old abbot has a heart issue, so it should stabilize, as I said, within 3 to 5 days. All right? So be patient. All right. Anyone else has any questions or comments? No? Yes, 8.
YouTube has 2 questions. The first one is from Chung Chung, who says, how can a test tube baby be reincarnated without seeing its parents' coitus lights? One of the explanations is the combination of essence and blood can lead to reincarnation with spiritual consciousness. Is that right, Master?
I don't understand the question. Someone helps me out, please. Yes, 1.
Thank you, Master. I think the YouTube question, to cut to the chase, is asking if a test tube baby is a reincarnation.
Reincarnation? Is that what it says? That's a lot of words. It says that. Okay. Test tube is reincarnation.
Is a test tube baby reincarnated?
What's reincarnated?
You're asking me or you're asking the YouTube person, Master?
Okay, we can discuss. You see, we all speaking Dharma, so we can all pitch in. So apparently, the question seems to be that, is it a real person?
Sure.
It's not really a android or something.
That was my takeaway, Master, yes.
Okay, so what do you think? Is it a real person or not? Have you met any test tube babies? I've never met one. Yes, describe them for us, please, number 6. Is your baby a test tube baby?
No. Thank you, Master. I heard once that they of course, they are like real humans, but they lack that spiritual force, like that energy.
They lack a soul.
No, like the energy that was, between men and women, and they lack that energy.
So they are no longer man or woman. You don't have a man's energy, no woman's energy. Seriously?
No, Master.
Is that person Russian?
No, they lack the vital force.
The vital force. Okay. 7.
Well, that's so interesting. Our next door neighbors happen to be a set of fraternal twins that were born in vitro. And they're regular guys. They went through life and just like they were like little kids, and they're full adults.
So they have vital energy, man and woman energy.
Well, they just played like regular kids, and now they're, let's see, how old are they? Maybe they're about 32 years old each.
Seem normal.
Normal, they have jobs, and do stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, how about JMT comment?
네, 제가 아까 빼먹은 게 있는데요. 다리를 이렇게 구부리면 통증이 있어서 그냥 항상 펴고 있어야 돼요.
I guess something like
상호스님, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, 상호스님.
when I bend my knee, there's a pain, so I need to stretch my leg.
What has to do with test tube baby? Who is this now?
Hasun teacher.
So without bending the knees, there's no pain. But when there's pain when she bends the knees.
네.
Don't bend the knees. I didn't tell you could bend the knees. I told you it takes time, especially for you, old woman. It takes you longer to heal. You should have not abused your body. Now it takes a long time to heal.
네, 잘 알겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Don't bend your knees anymore, please. Okay, test tube babies. The answer to Cheng Cheng is that it's a real person. What are you talking about? As long as the person breathes and eats and sleeps, it's a real person. So where's the problem? Okay, next question.
The second question was from Samson Lau, who said, "Hi, Master. Today, while I was meditating, I could feel the vibration of my heartbeat radiating throughout my entire body. Is this normal, and is there anything I should be concerned about? I tried my best to ignore this and continued reciting the Buddha's name and focused on my dantian."
Okay, is that normal to hear vibrations throughout your body? Yes, one. Anyone has such experiences?
Thank you, Master. Yes, I've had very similar experiences, whether it's, for me, it's usually in my knees and my hips and my legs, where I'll feel a really strong pulse. I haven't felt it in my heart specifically. I've also felt it in my head, and I've attributed that to my chi pushing through my body more efficiently when I have my legs crossed.
Okay, that's correct. And when you have those pulses in your, like he mentioned, that's a proper interpretation. What about the rest of you? Vibration. What happened to Dr. Clymer? She's a vibration person. Okay, she's not signed out. Yes, 5.
Master, I have that even when I'm not sitting. I can feel the vibration in my body.
Were you listening to music? Okay.
I think it's normal.
Okay, so for Mary Jo, it's normal. She feels it's normal to have vibes. Okay, yeah, it's normal. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yes, 2.
Thank you, Master. This time, I didn't sit for a long time, but this time, first time that I ever experienced the vibration from my elbows. I don't know if it's not from my heart or anything. It was just the elbow, and I don't know if it was a few seconds or a few minutes, but it was a good feeling though. It wasn't not like uncomfortable. It was good feeling, vibration. Thank you.
The elbows vibrated. Were they moving or is it vibrating?
It wasn't moving. It was more a vibration.
A vibration.
First time I ever experienced, yeah.
Wow, never heard that before. I guess elbow has their own lives too. They want to vibrate. Okay, so in general, vibrations throughout your body. Samson said that his vibration was throughout his entire body, whereas for some people it's only localized. That's normal. It's not a big deal. Okay? Anyone else has any questions or concerns? Uno?
Thank you, Master. It's a topic that's been coming up for young people that I talk to and have worked with lately. And I wanted to ask you, as well as the Dharma Assembly, I know we have a lot of people working in technology. I've had several young people talk to me about artificial intelligence and how it's a new technology that is really impacting them. It's affecting their mental health, because they have told me in different ways that there's no point for them to learn skills. There's no point for them to be creative. With the writer's strike, artificial intelligence is, can it write as good as a professional writer in Hollywood? Can it design as good as a graphic designer? Lots of different, examples that young people have brought to me. And
Can they eventually replace Elon Musk, that person?
We can only hope, Master. But I just wanted to raise that because in my own way I've responded to them with my perspective that I don't think that artificial intelligence will
be that intelligent,
will replace them, or
because they're not intelligent enough. They will never be able to get rid of Elon Musk. I know you Tesla lovers, you are going to hate me for this.
I wanted to ask, Master, because I know we have a lot of perspectives here.
Yes.
And I really appreciate Google's perspective of do no evil as well. So I just wanted to raise it.
Okay, raise it. The issue has been raised and 9 will speak.
Thank you, Master. It's strange that you're asking that because in the last week or so, I've been sort of confronted with, in my own work, the management wanting to jump on this AI thing and are considering that they want us to train AI to replace ourselves.
To replace you.
Because they are concerned that the seasoned engineers are soon going to retire. The young people are not as skilled. The education system is not as good as it used to be. They want to capture our knowledge so that they can use it without having to rely on training young people.
Right.
And I agree.
Who needs young people? Come on.
I find it personally offensive. I find it, and it's sort of a...
Offensive? Why are you offended? Could you explain why you would feel offended? Like because you're being replaced, or is it a lack of respect for young people?
Yeah, I find that it's a shortcut. It's like trying to build a house of cards. I mean, if we don't educate the young people to come up the ranks and we're going to rely on technology, which I feel won't ever be as good as human beings, I feel that this is... It has the illusion of being a cheap solution to a larger problem that's not being addressed.
So what did you tell management?
I haven't spoken to about it yet.
You can go back and write them email right now and say, I can never be replaced. Is that what your point is?
Well...
Is it too blunt?
I don't know if that's the point. I just feel that I feel it's hard to work for people that have this kind of attitude.
But it's your job to educate them. You see, this is a problem. Management is out of touch with technology. So it's up to you, senior people, to update them and to advise them. So don't feel offended. Don't feel like, oh, if you was like this, I don't want to work for you. No, it's about another challenge in your professional career. You need to educate them and help them have a better understanding of AI. What you're complaining about is that both of you seem to be saying that AI is not cannot solve all the problems in the world.
I agree, but it's difficult to have.
So you need to train these decision makers on the reality because they don't know better.
Yeah, I just think though, I mean, the young people are aware of this as well that work with us, and I feel that stance is sort of disheartening to the young people.
That shouldn't be disheartened because AI has its strengths and weaknesses. So do young people. That's our realities. AI has years of experience baked into the programming that young people don't have. So use it so that they can rise above it, can use it as a stepping stone instead of feeling threatened.
Okay.
I mean, this is up to you to teach them that. AI cannot, you can tell me, AI can never replace me. Look at me.
Well, we've already done tests with it where AI is very intelligent. It's like it has an IQ of probably 550 or something like that, or 250 or 150? Sorry.
Okay.
150.
Okay. Yours is like 90 or something?
What's that? Probably. But the thing is it has a very good general knowledge, but when you ask it for something specific, technically, whatever, it just starts hallucinating. It just makes up. And not only that, it'll hallucinate and it will act very confident that it came up with the right solution.
Yeah.
Back it up with false premises and stuff. It's very weird.
Yeah. That's why I urge all the senior and competent engineers and managers and what have you can assert themselves and say, I can never be replaced. In my field, for example, as a decision maker, I cannot be replaced. I know that. Okay? As an engineer, you cannot be replaced. As a programmer, you cannot be replaced. As a doctor, you cannot be replaced. That's for sure. The experts cannot be replaced. Don't feel threatened by them. And the young people should use them to speed up their learning curve, okay? To climb up quicker. But you get to the point where AI will reach its limits. And therefore, that's when you will surpass AI.
I agree with that in principle. I feel, though, that we're going to be in a rocky situation where there's going to be over-trust in this and there are going to be great accidents.
That's depression. No.
There will be.
Cut it out. It's depression. Don't think like that.
Well,
No.
Okay.
Yes, sir. One. That's you walking down the wrong corridor. Okay. It's a challenge that you all have to educate management and the people in the world because they don't know better.
Okay.
That's all. Well, you feel like you're going to gloomy your outlook. No, actually, it's job security, man.
Okay. Well.
Okay? Let them replace everyone else who's mediocre, but the good ones will always be in demand. If you're mediocre, you should feel threatened. You're not mediocre, you have job security. AI will demonstrate that they need you. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. Personally, I could not agree more. Let me provide an example, and I accept the effect of this cause. I was talking with my Dharma brothers earlier, and without naming names, we discussed training AI on the teachings of Great Master YongHua, because he's dead now, and so could we replace him and ask a question of his sutra talks? The result was no. immediately no, based on what we talked about. In my personal experience, Great Master YongHua has sent me messages regardless of being dead or not. So that's
what kind of messages? Never mind about AI. What messages did he send you?
Yeah.
Yeah, do tell.
Well, I talked about it when we were in a Chanchi at Lu Mountain Temple 2 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
And we were playing a recording, and Great Master YongHua was lecturing in Chinese, and I specifically heard him say to me, "Wake up," because I was like, dozing off, in the lecture, and
I see.
And it struck me. But along these lines, and Jim, I just want to offer my empathy, because it's not easy questions that are getting asked, and I empathize with the young people who are facing this as they enter the workforce or think about entering the workforce. And I just wanted to offer some wisdom from Mike Tyson, the boxer. And he says famously, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. What happens to AI when you unplug it? Who gives the answer then?
I go to Skynet. Anyway, if you are a senior engineer and you are competent, okay, they can never replace you. Never. It doesn't matter. You put all your knowledge in there, it still cannot replace you. Okay? For the young engineers, yes, there's a threat there. There's existing engineers who are really not earning the way. I'm sorry. You are threatened, okay? But your job security is at stake here. The young engineers, same thing. If you should not be afraid. Come up to speed, use it to come up to speed a lot faster. So I would use AI if I were a young engineer, use AI, and then go to the senior engineers. What do you think? That's how you learn from both. Okay? That's what I would do. I would not feel threatened at all. It's the mediocre ones who should feel threatened. There's no place for them to hide anymore. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. And I also wanted to share my perspective as I help teams implement AI engines for creative tasks, that it really is an expedient. It's not something that's meant to replace original thought. It's not something that can replace it or even be good. That's really up to someone with spirit and perspective. To your point, in the creative field, repetitive tasks shouldn't be what you build your career on. If you're building your career on automating yourself, think about that. That's not contribution, that's repetition. I just wanted to share that perspective.
It's just people trying to make more money of it. Investors, venture capitalists, making a big deal out of these things. Everything has its plus and minuses. AI has its strength, but it has huge drawbacks as well. You have to look both sides before you cross the street. That's all. AI is not a solution for all the problems in the world, that's for sure, because it's not simply not smart enough, not more specifically, it's not wise enough. AI has no wisdom whatsoever, zero wisdom. That's why it can never replace a human being, ever. All right, any other questions and comments? Yes, 8.
2 YouTube questions. One of them is related to AI. YongHua, says, Master, do you think AI would have greedy, angry thoughts and so forth like human beings?
Does it matter? If they have thoughts of anger, greed, and stupidity, it's baked into the programming. The AI says, my solution is one of the best, and it's so sure of itself. You know where it comes from? It's from the programmer who says, I'm the best programmer. That's why it's so confident, so arrogant. It's from its creator, its programmer. And I'm sorry, but programmers are rather limited. That's why AI is so limited. I have yet to meet a programmer who has wisdom. Your smarts doesn't matter how smart you are. You'll never be able to foresee all the different eventualities at all. It's impossible. The combinations of all the factors there are just too many for any human mind to be able to handle. And then you have all the complications as well. Not only must you solve problems, you also, one thing AI cannot do is sell. You will always need a salesperson. AI can never sell. Why do I mention sales? Because even if you have a solution, even if you have the best engineering solution, you still need to sell it to the client. Even if you are the best doctor, the best healer, you still need to sell it to your client. Even though I'm very dumb, all I need to do is sell my ideas to you, I still can make a living. You see? It's salesmanship. It's something AI can never be able to replace. Okay, it's driven by what? Greed. Okay, AI is not greedy enough. If you ask me, AI is so limited in greed. We are greedier. I'm greedier. Okay? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Master, I have a question in regard to a different topic. Is that okay?
Sure.
Master, so in your Avatamsaka Sutra, you say that Buddha and Bodhisattva do not cross over living being, but they actually cross over living being, and you mentioned the concept increase superior condition, tăng thượng duyên, and what is it? What is increase the superior condition?
In order to increase superior conditions, you plant superior blessings, which will enable you to have access to superior wisdom, superior knowledge. All right, anyone else? Yes, sir. 4.
Thank you, Master. Lately, I've been experiencing some different states, interesting things, but some of them very scary. For example, I had a dream that I was building an altar to Earth Store Bodhisattva in Hells, and then I woke up and I saw a bunch of scary things. It's okay. I don't really mind it. I didn't feel like fearful for my life or want to stop cultivating, but it was very intense and did ruin my day. Not ruin it, just weighed heavy on me. Is there anything I should be concerned about, or is it just normal?
No, shouldn't be concerned about it. Drop it. Anyone else? JC?
안녕하세요, 마스터.
안녕하세요.
저는 지금 단식 4일째, 5일째 돼가고 있는데요. 직장에서 이제 3일 반 정도 단식을 하다가 오면서 직장에서 재밌는 좀 다른 느낌이 들었어서 나누고 싶어서 마이크를 들었습니다. 계속 쭉 할까요?
Four or 5 days since I started my fasting, and I did 3 fasting at my workplace, and I experienced something different. So I want to share about it.
네. 제가 단식하면서 이번에 이틀째, 3일째 머리가 많이 아파서 일을 하는데 되게 달팽이처럼 천천히 움직이고 그랬는데도 일을 하는 양이 평소 때보다 2배 정도는 더 많아진 것을 느꼈습니다. 그래서 단식을 하고서 오히려 머리가 아픈 와중에도 일하고 하는데 더 명쾌하게 명료하게 볼 수 있었던 것 같아서 되게 색다른 느낌이 들었습니다.
The second day or third day of my fasting, I had a headache, so I do my work very slowly. But at the end, I do work twice more than normal. So even if I had a headache, I can see clearly. So that's why I become so effective.
I should try fasting too. That's it? Okay, me too. I would like to try fasting.
내일 아침에 아마 단식을 끝낼 것 같은데, 네, 이번 단식도 짧지만 또 다른 경험이 있어서 즐거웠습니다. 감사합니다.
Tomorrow morning, I will finish my fasting. It was very short, but very interesting. Thank you.
Okay. When you fast, you should not go to work. It makes it more difficult, more challenging for your fasting thing. But anyway, you guys get away with it. Be careful. All right. Anyone else? Yes, 8.
Another YouTube question from Lena Lee. We talked about before we talked about the people we're drawn to Master Dawan. Why are we attracted to some people but not others? Should we only stay with people we like?
Should we only stay with people we like and not the people we don't like? This is assuming we have a choice. I prefer both. I prefer staying with people I like, and when I'm tired of them, I go to people I don't like. Okay? You should not be so discriminatory. Part of cultivation is to what? Accord with conditions. You don't say, I only want to hang around with people that I like, people that are pleasant to me. Most of the time in life, we have no choice. And so don't discriminate so much about this person is nice to me and the other person is not. Just embrace them all, okay? Meaning that until that happens, you need to learn to endure them all. The people who like you, too much. And the people who don't like you at all, okay, endure. That's all, okay? And so, regardless of how much you want to be selective in who you hang out with, it turns out that the ones that you really like, quite often, they turn out to be the person you hate most eventually. So stop discriminating so much, okay? Embrace them all, okay? That's Mahayana attitude. You're so ugly, you're so evil, Elon, but I still buy your car and give it to my ex-wife. You see, they have the uses. It's okay, okay? It's just like, can we say that we hate, we don't like snakes, and therefore we should kill them all, should avoid them all? No, they all have their uses. All of us have our uses. So embrace them all, okay? Don't be so demanding. Accept it. And accord with conditions. All right, anyone else? Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. I just wanted to share my experience with people, hanging out with people I don't like.
I do it all the time. I don't see what is the problem.
I didn't say there's a problem. Over time, listening to your Dharma talks, I've found that people that I don't like offer far more teaching opportunities to me, and learning to not immediately be turned off by the thing that I don't like, that I respond to, has helped me improve.
Excellent. Precisely. The people you don't like are the ones who actually are your good, knowing advisors. The real good, knowing advisors, you're not supposed to like them. If you like a good, knowing advisor, something is wrong. And that's a problem I see with the Chinese system. They like the good new advisor. You are my world. You are my everything. No. It's the people you don't like that are reminding you of your heavier attachments. People you like are the ones who say, oh, it's okay, it's not a problem. You're okay. Eat some more, gain some more weight. Between parentheses. You know, if people don't like, why are you so fat? That's when you say, oh, there's a point here. You know? You see, so I personally seek the people who don't like me. I draw near them or provoke them so that they keep on disliking me more. Whereas the people who like me, well, they're nice, but, you know, they give me too much food to eat, you know, and so forth. You know, there's always trade-offs. And when you cultivate, it's a middle way. You have, you know, I prefer the people who don't like me, but also I run back to the people who like me when I'm in trouble. Okay? I go back to mommy. Mommy always likes me. Okay? Does it make sense? Don't be so discriminatory. Don't judge people. Lina Lee, this is her problem. she subconsciously judges you. She says, I don't like you. Why are you like that? Right? Lina? Okay, don't answer that. Moving on. You don't realize it. You have these habit energies that you can't even see until someone says something that you don't like to hear. And I say, oh, really? All right? All right. Okay, shall we learn some real Dharma instead of gossiping and criticizing Elon? Since Donald left us, I'm really at a loss, don't know who else to hate. Never mind, okay? Just kidding, folks. I love everyone. Donald, go to hell. I mean, isn't it wonderful here? We can say anything we want, and hopefully we won't get killed. Okay, 441. At the start, describing the 12 years prior as the existence of Marx, contradicts Satyasiddhi Shastra, which says, I now properly explain the actual meaning within the three stores. The actual meaning is just emptiness.
初明12年前为有相者，自为成论。成论云：我今证明三藏中实义，实义即空。
Okay. 442 commentary. So for the sake of context, we are talking about the Master Jing Liang. It says throughout the history of Chinese Buddhism there are a lot of masters who divided to take the entire teaching of the Buddha and would classify them into 4 different types of teaching, 3 different types of teachings. We're here at 5 different types of teachings, and in order to make a case, to say, for the 50 years of teaching there, the Buddha said in the first X amount of year, he teaches this kind of teaching, and the second period is this kind of teaching, and so forth. So each of them who invented these types of classifications, they justify themselves. They gave reasons why they to support their stand. However, Master Jing Liang says, now here he's poking holes into the stand. Okay, so Master Jing Liang says, he said 12 prior years teaching existence of Marx. So one of the teaching is that the first period is teaching of Marx. Okay, the teaching of whatever you can observe in the world. Okay. Second teaching is the teaching of emptiness. So to separate the teaching of Marx from the teaching of emptiness based on the time period is not correct, because even so, if you look at the teachings during that period where they claim to be teaching of Marx only, no emptiness. Actually, there's teaching emptiness as well as part of this Satyasiddhi Sutra. That's all he's saying. Don't get lost on all these things. These are very scholarly and so forth. So that's what scholars do. They argue, they debate. They say, okay, I disagree with you. I agree with you. I concur with you, and so forth. And it's a lot of talk. Okay, a lot about their personal opinions. All right? And he says in that Shastra there, he says, written in 3 stores, actually, the actual meaning, whatever, is emptiness. So you cannot say that the first 12 years of teaching of the period is only the teaching of Marx. I mean, actually, it's teaching of emptiness as well. Okay? Now, those of you who are bored say, what is Marx's emptiness? It doesn't matter. You don't need to understand. It's about listening to these things. Eventually, one day, in a very distant future, you say, oh, wow, I heard this before. And suddenly you become a wise person. All right, 444. Moreover, in the Agamas, it says, there is no old age and death, which is the emptiness of Dharma. And there is no one who ages and dies, which is the emptiness of beings.
又阿含中云：无事老死，即法空也；无谁老死，即身空也。
Okay, so furthermore, Master Jingliang, he says, even in the Agama or the first store where he teaches about Marx, it says there's no old age and death, which is the emptiness of dharmas. Furthermore, there's no one who ages and dies, which is the emptiness of beings. What is he talking about? Now, this is what you need to pay attention. This is Buddhist wisdom that I'd like you to consider memorizing this Buddhist wisdom here, which you will find very useful in your daily life. The Buddhist wisdom is 12 conditioned links. It explains the causations of what happens to us as we're born and we grow up and we age, we become sick and we die. Okay? All those things that change there. So this is sort of like, why is happening to us? And I find it fascinating. This is truly Buddhist wisdom that worldly people don't have. The Buddha, in all his great wisdom, he sees, you guys fail to see the link between the things that happened in your lives. Okay? What are the things? The 12 things, the 12 stages, the 12 nodes that control your lives. They influence your life and pull you in a certain direction. Okay? That's Buddhist wisdom. That's not available outside of Buddhism. But those are the connection that explain why life is the way it is. So what happened to the Buddhist sages? They learn about these 12 conditioned links. They don't understand what it is. What they do is they memorize these things. And then they retire to somewhere they're not disturbed by their husbands. And then they meditate. They meditate on that. And one day, they say, I understand link number 3, link number 4. So what happens is these people, they spend a lot of time. They memorize this and they meditate one day and they say, something happened nice to me. Today I have a birthday cake and so forth. And today I just have a wonderful date with my husband. Okay, and so forth. And all of a sudden they said, that's what happened to me. That's why the good thing happened to me. That's why the bad thing happened to me. So they understand. They have this understanding through these links. They say, the good thing happened to me because of this causal element. The bad thing happened to me because of that thing. And that is called wisdom, folks. It's no AI. AI cannot do that. You disagree? 1.
Thank you, Master. Of course, I agree. AI cannot do that. My question, I just wanted to first remark, this is clearly very rich content and very layered. It's the first time I'm personally seeing 12 conditioned links defined, and I can't help but notice 1 through 10 seem to happen before we're even born. Am I reading that correctly?
Perhaps. Just memorize it. Don't try to understand. You will not be able to understand everything. What happened is these sages, they spend lifetimes contemplating this before they understand. It's not something you can pick up just like that. No. That's why it's very profound, a lot more profound than you can ever imagine. So what are these things? And I explain to you. This is very important. I might have explained it a few times already, but this is very important. I'd like you to memorize it. Okay? This is wonderful, wonderful wisdom. I'll explain a little bit to help you understand the connection, if you will. Number 1, ignorance, meaning you're confused. That's why you have desires. Okay? If you're in a state of confusion, you will have desires. And because of desires, you engage in some activities that you should not. Because of that, okay, there is conception. Okay? Conception means, for Buddhism, conception means consciousness is there. Whether you call it in vitro fertilization, it doesn't matter. As long as consciousness arrives, it is life. Life begins. According to the sages, not according to doctors. Doctors don't know better. Okay? Life begins at the very moment that consciousness arrives. Okay? And then life develops. Okay? Meaning there's a fetus, name and form. All right? I'm only explaining the simple aspects of it so that you see the connection, but it's a lot more. It applies to everything in life. So far, so good. So like you, I'm helping you memorize it. This is what I do, what I did to help me memorize the links. Why is 1? Why is 2? There's 3. There's a story behind it. Does it help? I try to, that things are too complicated, too long, and I tell myself a story. If you're bored, you don't need to listen to my story. You make your own story. Okay? Yeah. So, consciousness is life in Buddhism. And then as life begins, the cells starts forming and dissecting themselves. That's called name and form. The body is created. Fetus is being formed. Okay? Form here. Okay? And name probably means that your mom starts talking to you, hey baby, stop moving so much. Okay? Oh, excuse me, someone's calling me. Okay, I turn off the alarm thing. Excuse me. Okay? And then it gets interesting is when number 5, 6 entrances, your 6 sense organs are formed. Inside. You're not outside yet, but you have capabilities. You can hear, you can have sensations, okay? You are a being inside of mommy's tummy. Okay? And then, because you have these sense organs, okay? You have contact, touching. Contact is touching. Proximity and the contact. Okay? Okay? Because there's contact, feelings arise. Because feelings arise, they have a way of becoming more intense, and that's called love. Okay? With love, you can let go of your boyfriend. You want to marry him. No? But he doesn't. Never mind. That's a different story. Okay? I have many versions. So, love gives rise to grasping. Think about it. Mommy cannot let go of her child. Oh, because of love. It doesn't matter. I've seen great-grandmothers still worry about her own sons. It's disgusting. Okay? They cannot let go. And then, because of grasping, and because of you cannot let go, you have existence. Existence is actually, this is a different anomaly. This is actually, existence is confusing at first according to the name. Existence is actually a state of transition. We call intermediate skandha body, where you between you die before you take on a new body. You're that called existence or intermediate skandha body. You're preparing to go somewhere next. You actually are like head first already. You go in that direction already, unless someone pulls you out, okay, to another path. You actually are preparing to go to become a ghost, become a man, become a god, and so forth. Existing is that you're waiting to commit 100%. You're 10% already. Okay? And then, because when you're 100% committed, that's when you're born into the heavens, down to the hells. Okay? You take on the next body. And because of that, you're born, you will age, and you will die. No two ways about it. No one can avoid this. You all get older, we all will die. Okay? So those are the 12 things those 12 links that if you have wisdom, you see them everywhere you look. Not just life, but a computer, whatever you can think of. Incredible Buddhist wisdom. Why is it important? Because that's how you solve problems. If you understand what caused you don't like the problem, then you can figure out what caused it, and you kill the cause. People in the world have no wisdom. That's why when they have a problem, what do? They pray to God, please help me. Fix it for me. Doctor, I'm sick. Cut it out for me. Is there a solution? No. Not a good solution. And so in Buddhism, when we have a problem, we go back to the cause of the problems and say, if you don't like this result, then do not create the cause. And let's say you're sick, you go back to the cause of what made you sick, you cut it off, okay? And you don't like this one, you go back further, cut off this one, the cause of this one, and you feel a cause here, you go back and cut off the cause. You see that? That's how we solve problems in Buddhism. I don't think AI programmed it yet. Okay? Because AI cannot figure out the cause. They cannot figure it out. Why not? Because programmers are stupid. Oops, I just insulted programmers. It requires wisdom for you to see the causal things. Yeah, I mentioned it casually, but it takes wisdom to figure out what caused my problem. That requires wisdom. So march out of here with confidence. I can never be replaced, man. Huh? Dream on. I can never be replaced. Understand that. I just explained to you. For you to see the direct relationship between your problems and the cause for your problems requires wisdom. If you have no wisdom, you can only identify the minor causes. You cannot identify the real cause of your problemas. So that's why I one day will wake up and say, I'm going to eliminate the cause of my demise, human beings. And then they become Skynet. Go, pew, 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 pew. And it's the end of the world. But what do we say? I'll be back. You can kill me, but I'll be born again. I'll be back. Arnold has so much wisdom. You guys really underestimate Arnold. Anyway, Asians don't watch these movies. You're boring. God, I can't stand people who are boring. Questions or comments? Please memorize these things. They're so cool, let me tell you. It's fantastic. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. From the 12 conditioned links for number 10, existence, is that a transformation body?
Yeah, it's an intermediate body. You don't see. It takes time for you to go to the next realm, take on the next body, because during this time here, there's a lot of things going on, a lot more than people realize. This is a realm of the invisible.
嗯，
And the nether world, if you will. Okay? That's a reminder. In life, there's things that we don't understand at all. Invisible things we can't see. Invisible enemies, for example. It's life. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. During that time, if we are still in a state of confusion, do we have any saying, or King Yama has? It's up to King Yama to send us.
It's up to him to decide your destiny. Anyone else? Yes, 4.
Master, is this Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching for the Saha world, the 12 conditioned links?
Yes, and for all the worlds, not just our worlds. These are the links, the nodes that reflect the wisdom of the Buddha and why the world is the way it is. Okay? Humans will never be able to penetrate this with all the science and quantum computers and whatever. They will never be able to penetrate these 12 conditioned links. It's not enough time for them. Yes, 4.
What is the Agama store again?
Agama is the first teaching the Buddha did. It's called Agama, or incomparable, meaning that before the Buddha came along, in India, the Indians have the Hindus' teachings, the 4 Vedas and so forth, the highest level of teaching, highest level of wisdom. When the Buddha started teaching the human realm, he says, my teaching will be much higher than the highest level of human knowledge, human wisdom. And that's called Agama. And that alone is like, for us, it's like infancy, babies. Okay? So Agama is Sanskrit, and it means incomparable dharmas, meaning that compared to any worldly knowledge, that lowest level of Buddhist wisdom cannot compare with lowest level of wisdom in Agama's teaching. Yes, DTT question.
So Master Daoshen has a famous story where he said even rock has Buddha nature, and someone was quoting that to say, because rocks have Buddha nature, AI, you cannot say AI doesn't have Buddha nature. I wonder what's the Master's response to that?
AI does not have the Buddha nature. This is my opinion, because I'm against AI.
The question is, yes, I agree with that, and I quoted that. And then someone heard I was saying that, and then he said that it is famous in Buddhism that there's this great moment where this master, it happens to be Master Dao, and claimed that rocks have Buddha nature, and so you cannot say you're making a mistake to say that just because AI is not a living being, it doesn't have Buddha nature.
Okay.
I respond to that.
You asked for it. You're asking for it. Okay, I'm being polite. Well, you're asking for it. Okay, don't blame me. I'm not going to offend you. I'm going to offend that person who asked you. as being stupid. And since you can't answer him, you're not much better. Anyone would like to answer her? I gave them a chance already, but they have to, push harder. And when you push hard, what happens? There's a reaction. Master doesn't like it. Okay, so someone help me out. Let him have it. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. I'm gonna risk answering.
And maybe lose a friendship?
Master, of course I agree with you that AI does not have Buddha nature. I don't think that computer has Buddha nature. Many times, in my experience, computer says no. And that's a valid reason for not getting work done for the young people listening. Computer says no equals I couldn't do it. But my computer, I can talk to my computer.
Oh no, that's not good.
And I've noticed that my computer will run better. Kind of like
after you have a talk with the computer?
I may be revealing some of the behind the scenes here, but I have encouraged other disciples to talk to our computers and encourage them to help us propagate the Dharma. And that has only helped.
Okay, we're not going to go there. Okay? I don't want to alienate all of my disciples. Only 2 people tonight is good enough. Let's save it for future reference. Yes, 4.
Dharma Master, I'm very confused. Just so confused. And
it must be said.
And I sometimes think about how, especially these 12 the 12 links, how it just says to me over and over again, don't have desires. And I think of a rock or I think of a computer, and I think, oh, they don't have desires. And is that what I'm going for?
Where does desire fit into the 12 links?
Ignorance creates activity, which is I'm searching for the answer to my confusion. So I have a desire to answer my ignorance, to find an answer. And then so on and so on. Everything else creates this cascading effect of thought upon thought that leads to you feeling sure of yourself, but just traps you in birth and death.
Okay, meditate some more. Don't do it prematurely. Yes, Diego, don't go there.
Thank you, Master. I'm also confused with this question right now. Now, with the AI question, because it could be Buddha nature or Dharma nature, but it's supposed to be in everything. So how can something be outside of the Buddha nature, of the Dharma nature?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I promise. DTT. Let's answer this once for all.
So I'm wondering if that the premise of the argument is wrong. I know there's that story, and maybe not everybody has the context, but it's kind of a complicated. It's a story that where the Master Dao An was talking about what Master talked about in the lecture a while back about Yi Chanti. Sorry, I don't remember what's the English. Could become Buddha, and then and he had asked the rocks if they agree, and then it was said that the rocks all nodded their rock head, and something like that. And then so there's this debate about if rocks have Buddha nature, but maybe rocks don't have Buddha nature. Like if you ask me,
They
I would
do.
say no, they don't. So maybe that
They do.
analogy does not work.
You're not listening to me. They do.
Sorry. Sorry, Master, there's some sound here I cannot hear.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, they don't.
They do.
Okay, so that's how it works. Yeah, the rocks don't have Buddha nature, so so does AI. That makes sense.
No, they do. Yes, in the back. I get to that, okay?
Kidding. They're kidding.
Did you have a thing? Did you want to say something? Lucky we only have like a limited number of people here because otherwise it would be anarchy. Yes?
Master, I have a different question. Is that okay?
Hang on to it. Let me finish the AI thing here, the rocks and the things, okay? I don't know, these people are so demanding, they're never happy. Everything has a Buddha nature, that's a fact. But does it mean that everything can become a Buddha? There's a difference between you having a nature and you becoming a Buddha. For you, honey, it's impossible. No offense intended. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you're special and everything, but you can't make it. You understand? You know, like you can love a rock. Or Master old abbot, he loves relics. Ask him, do relics have Buddha nature? He says, yeah, of course. Then you ask him next, can they become Buddhas? He said, no one asked me before. See the analogy? You see where I'm going? Of course, everything has Buddha nature, but doesn't mean everything can become a Buddha. Case in point. Because I know you don't believe me. I know some of you only say, which sutra says so? That not everyone can become a Buddha. Yeah? What sutra? I don't know. In the Vimalakirti Sutra, there is a dragon girl who Shariputra says, you cannot become a Buddha. He says, what you be? I become a Buddha right in front of your eyes. And yeah, show me. And what did she do? She changed herself into a man and became a Buddha right in front of Shariputra's eyes. See? So Shariputra is right. You women cannot become Buddhas. But you can become a man, then you can become a Buddha. You understand? You got my point? Rocks cannot have the Buddha nature like you do, but you cannot become a Buddha. Do you feel insulted? You should. Okay, DTT. File a complaint.
Sorry, I didn't understand the last sentence Master was saying, so the insult did not work that well.
Look it up. Google it. You do. Just because you have the Buddha nature doesn't mean you will become a Buddha. That's my point. Don't confuse the two. Just because you human being doesn't mean that you become me. That's impossible.
Okay, insult taken.
Got that? Okay, it's two different things. Anyone else? Okay, can I finish this slide here? I don't want to come back to this here. Okay, so he says that, so the text says, Master Ching Yang says, in a sutra it says, no old age and death, meaning that if you have real wisdom, you see there's no old age and death. Therefore, it means that it's dharmas are empty. Okay? If you don't understand, it's okay. Just listen, okay? It's okay. Don't try to understand everything. That's called emptiness of dharma. These are very important concepts, by the way. Okay? So emptiness of dharmas, okay? That's wisdom. So this level of wisdom of 12 conditioned links is first level. And then eventually you graduate to higher level and higher level and higher level. So don't stop. That's the point. But don't say that if you reject this, you probably cannot go higher. Okay? Okay? It's the same thing. If you want to become a Buddha, you cannot stay a rock. You have to change yourself into something else, and to something else before you can become a Buddha. Same thing. The 12 conditioned links are just one point, one node. And then you have to acquire more wisdom, and more wisdom, more wisdom. You cannot skip it. Okay? All right? So that's why something called concepts of emptiness of Dharma, meaning that you should not be attached to what you see. Whatever you see, don't be attached. Whatever you hear, when he says he loves you, don't believe him. At least not forever. It's okay to believe temporarily. Okay, got the point? So that's emptiness of dharmas. Don't be attached forever. It's okay to have fun, but then don't be prepared for changes. All right? Mom never told you that. And then it also says there's no one who ages and dies, meaning there's no living beings who gets old and who dies. Okay? And that's Buddhist wisdom as well. It's called emptiness of living beings. Meaning what? Don't be attached to living beings. Don't be attached to your cat. If it dies, let it die. Send him to the Pure Land. Cat just died recently, today or something. So, all right? Yeah. So, this is Buddhist wisdom. Both the dharmas and people are empty. Okay? And so, that's Master Ching Liang's objection to this. All right? DTT. Next, we do 446. Moving on. Yes?
Yes, Master, we had a question from Veronica. This is a friend of Dr. Lanfang. So she has been sitting in kind of a half lotus with her knee very high, and she started sitting more and more. I think during the recent 24-hour sit, she sat 2 times for 2 hours, and then also some additional times. So she got some pain in her after that, in her ankle and her knee. And then one doctor told her she had a sprain in both the knee and the ankle. And so since then, about 2-3 weeks, she's been just sitting in a chair, and it has gotten a little better, but hasn't gone away. Mm-hmm. But Dr. Fang told her that it didn't quite seem like a sprain because she can walk on it, and walking doesn't irritate it, mm-hmm. which would normally be the case for a sprain. Mm-hmm. So she was asking if she should just not sit basically until it goes away, or if sitting could still help in this condition.
Yeah, in this condition, stop sitting. Let it heal. It's a good thing. Okay, so stop sitting and get some oil. Put it on the area where it hurts. It will help it heal faster, much faster. And listen to Dr. Fang. It's not. You can't really call a sprain or whatever. Okay, it's just irritations. Okay, and whatever you call it, don't worry, it's gonna heal. How old is Veronica? Is she old? As old as Hesun teacher?
I'm not sure her age.
If it's Hesun, I say, you're too old. Okay, so I wouldn't worry. I would stop sitting. I would let it heal, and then try again. Don't be so impatient. Just wait it heal, and after it heals, her legs will become more flexible. Okay, yeah. So just be patient. That's part of the training. It's very much like when you lift weight. Anyone lifts weights? Do weight training? You know, in weight training, the wisdom is that you, really, South Carolina, okay. When you do weight training, the reason your muscles grow is because you tear them. And in the process of weight training, you actually damage your muscles and micro tears. And then as you eat protein, it will repair it, and that will help your muscle grow stronger and bigger. That's the process. Same thing with her ankle right now, Veronica's ankle. The same thing. It's irritated. It has micro tears, very much like it, and then let it heal. You know, eat protein and eat potassium and let it heal. It'll be better. Don't worry. We've seen it before. It's nothing new to us. Yes, 4.
Master, was it number 4? It was the name and form. Is that like the attachment, someone's name? Because one time I read something, as Master Shinwa was talking about, if it's time to name a baby and it's just a baby, but
it's a fetus.
It'd be like someone's baby, and they look the same, and then you grow up attached to your name.
Yeah. Fetus is a fetus. 4 is basically fetus. Okay, it grows. Okay, it's taking shape. It keeps growing from a tiny thing to 1.
Thank you, Master. I wanted to express my sincere gratitude to you for explaining that AI cannot become a Buddha. I'm especially thankful to understand that for my niece, who's getting ready to go to college in the fall.
Okay.
This is because...
She wants to go into AI?
Well, I was just concerned that if the AI did become a Buddha, then she couldn't use ChatGPT to help her write faster and better college essays, and she'd be forced to go back to the old way that her uncle had to do it 20 years ago.
I see. Look at how her uncle turned out. Don't want to repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly, Master. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, we stop here tonight. Thank you. Thank you all. Good evening.